Manzo, come on. Manzo. 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 Look. Manzo. Kaka, come on. Kaka. Kaka. Manzo, come on.
So what you've been seeing is feeding time here at the Chimpanzee Sanctuary. I'm joined now by David. Thanks for your time. What we've witnessed is pretty incredible. These chimpanzees have been so excited when they see their lunch. It is, of course, lunchtime. But what I've noticed is the way in which they're being fed is very structured and very careful. Take us through that a little bit.
Well, mostly with chimpanzees, because there's a hierarchy, it is very important that most of the time when you're feeding them to follow that hierarchy. And most of the time you start from the high-ranking ones,
Really?
you know, feed the high-ranking ones, and as you go towards the low-ranking ones. And this is to avoid cases whereby the high-ranking ones will take food away from the low-ranking ones, which you may have fed before the high-ranking ones.
Oh,
and the problem is also that there's a lot of aggression. If the high-ranking ones feels that the low-ranking ones have been fed before them, they'll be aggressive towards them. So that is some of the cases where you have to avoid.
out of the lot here, who's the boss? Who ought to be fed first?
The alpha male here is Ali Kaka. There he sits, yeah?
All right, there.
Yeah, there he
eating his
sits.
banana.
He hasn't been the alpha male for long.
Oh, wow.
And he has fought for this position almost for 2 years now. But now he's very successful that he's the alpha male. This was the previous alpha male.
Was this Oscar?
Oscar, this is, yeah.
Yes,
Oscar is the
gosh,
previous
so Oscar
alpha
used
male.
to be
Yeah.
the alpha male. Now he's sort of lower ranking. You know, I'm also watching how they're eating, very much like humans.
Yes.
Chimpanzees, share a very close DNA to human beings.
Yes.
What is the percentage?
Well, scientists say that we share more than 98% of our genes with chimpanzees.
Wow.
So this means
98%?
they are so close to humans. In fact, they are more closely related to humans than they are closely related to the gorillas.
Really?
Yeah, so it is that close. Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. Gosh, and
Very
if we
fascinating.
just get a little bit closer and actually see how they behave, they are peeling their bananas as any human being would peel as well.
Yeah.
Wow, this is incredible. But we also do know that some of these chimpanzees really have suffered terrible, terrible pasts. Their mothers have been killed, and this is a sanctuary for them. How do they behave on a day-to-day basis? How has their past impacted their behavior?
Well, talking about the history of these chimpanzees, I would like to mention two cases whereby we have two chimpanzees who are suffering from a post-traumatic stress disorder.
Are they here?
Yes, they are here.
Can we walk along?
And
if
one
you
of
can
them is
identify?
Safari. Here he is.
This one over here.
Yes, and the other one is Poco, who you may have heard about.
Yes,
yeah?
we
The guy
certainly
who was
did.
kept in a small cage for 9 years.
Right.
And since we cannot have a psychiatrist with these chimpanzees to really, you know, counsel them out of this trauma or this psychological problem they have, the best we can do is to provide these chimpanzees with company, you know, have them live with the chimpanzees of their, you know, the species of their own. That really helps them a lot. And the reason is because this kind of psychological problem was brought about by being kept alone, you know. They are social animals.
Yes.
For the case of Poco, he was kept alone for 9 years.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he suffered psychologically.
And what is Safari's story? Because we haven't heard about that
Safari is, he was almost, okay, he was not kept separated for 9 years, alone in a cage like Poco, but he was also separated. He was alone for a very long time. And he's one of the chimpanzees that was quite aggressive even towards the staff in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think this was brought about by the history and what people who had him before did to him. But now with time, you know, we've noticed a lot of changes. Remember, he was also the first alpha male in this group from the time they came from Burundi. Yes.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yes. So he has really changed a lot. And now, although he's more of exhibiting a lot of abnormal behaviors than the rest, but really this is somehow, you know, going our way.